Hello, everyone. This is Jennifer Hornick and Bob Palestri of the Palestri Group coming to you today with hopefully another interesting YouTube topic for you. We have with us today Tim McCulla. He is with Excel Maintenance. He services the Long Beach Island, New Jersey region as well as Florida. And Tim has been a hard worker since age 11. He started out as a clamor and then took on his first official job cleaning windows in 1989. And he has been building his business ever since. I think that he has a lot of interesting things that he can bring to this conversation for homeowners as far as their home maintenance and protection, as well as how to build a business the way that he has. So he started out with the window washing. He added pressure washing, dabbles in shrink wrap and some deck restoration. And this year has added Christmas holiday lighting. And an interesting fact that when I was learning about Tim, he still has his first customer as an existing customer. So that also says a lot about him. So I'm going to let Bob take over. He has some questions and we will start this conversation.
Good morning, everybody. Hi, Tim. Hi,
Good morning,
Jen.
Bob.
It's cold here on LBI today, but Tim, we would like you to talk about your services, but more important to me, as I've recommended you, I do recommend other service partners. We don't call them contractors or vendors. We call them service partners. So I think one of the keys, in addition today to giving some of the services you offer, is all about your customer care, your follow-ups, and your customer service, and how you maintain critical. So it's not, I don't have specific questions, but it's
Sure.
general questions about. I've seen other people come and go on LBI, but the good ones stay a long time, like you. So give us some more info on what you do and how you do it and why you're staying where you are.
Well, thank you, Bob and Jen, for the very warm and probably a little bit more boisterous than I would have introduced myself. But thank you for that. But yeah, so I've been cleaning windows and providing service to Long Beach Island for a long. When I wrote it down, I actually had to add up the years. I thought it was a really long time, and it feels like it. Since 1989, it's been 36 years I've been doing business on Long Beach Island, and a lot of that is the background in that is relationships with customers, and in 36 years, I'm still with my second insurance company agent. And the first one, the relationship just kind of ended, and I started another one. But I like having relationships for a long time. My accountant is the same guy. Because when you establish relationships with your people that are supplying you with stuff, and your customers, it's kind of a smoothest. The product is always consistent, and that's what I think how we've been able to stay around a while. We have a very consistently good quality product that we try to deliver on every job.
So coming up, everyone on LBI, they do the pressure washing, on or about, or if they want to make sure they're done by Memorial Day weekend. But now we're coming into the fall. I've seen over the years where customers don't listen to me and I tell them to turn their water off, turn their heat on, and then I see Niagara Falls frozen coming out of the second floor window. So I know you're starting to get into some property watches, property
Yes.
maintenance. What are you doing now with that, and what do you recommend to people to be doing now at the end of October for the winter
Sure,
season?
absolutely. That's a great question because the simplest things that you can do are the most beneficial to economically and mentally. And I'll get to that. So right now, like what people should be doing is that's a great part for the maintenance of their house is to make sure that their outside water is turned off, the outside showers blown out. Everybody's got an outdoor kitchen now. The P trap underneath the drain should be off, and the lines to the faucet should be disconnected, antifreeze, etc. But the simplest, easiest, free thing that the homeowners that on Long Beach Island could do to save themselves from humongous repair bills is to simply shut off the main water valve to the house when they leave. It's an easy thing to do. My two biggest insurance claims were customers that had their water main on and for whatever reason thought that the outside plumbing was okay. Like one was a frost free on the rooftop deck that serviced the hot tub. It froze and broke and went through the house. The other one was a gentleman that was a new owner, bought the house in October, thought that winterizing the outdoor hose bib involved putting a piece of styrofoam over it, like you've seen them before. That doesn't work, by the way. But both of them had one thing in common where there was water on, and if they hit the main valve, when they got there and they found the broken pipe, it would have leaked for a couple minutes, right? Like you're going to turn the main valve on, and something you didn't do, like this preventive maintenance thing, wouldn't have shown itself until you turn the water valve on, and you would have they both were over $200,000 losses for the people, but could have been avoided. Could have been $1,000 cleanup, or whatever, a plumber coming to fix the pipe, and somebody to clean up the water. I'm sure it would have been something, but not 200,000. So but that kind of is like what we do for people. Like I just do it as a service to and building goodwill and relationships with my customers. If I'm at their house and we're doing something this time of year, they have their hose connected to a frost-free hose bib, which everybody's like, oh, it's frost-free. No, but if you have your hose connected and you just turned it off, there's still water in that line. How the frost-free works is when you take the hose off, the water drains out of the line. It goes back 18 inches into the wall, and it's never going to freeze. So, I'll just say, hey, are you done watering stuff? And we'll just disconnect the hose for them so that it drains properly, and they don't have a similar problem as you just mentioned. But, winterization this time of year, our usual routine is it's important to take people's exterior metal screens off. So we take them off. We do probably 150 houses where we go. We take their screens off. We label the screens. We clean them. We dry them. We store them into people's garage, a closet, wherever they want, utility room maybe. But what that does is it stops the metal aluminum from oxidizing from the salt air. I don't want to get too much into the weeds here, but it's like, so what you're doing is you're making your screens last longer, and you're not damaging your windows. And by also you get a nice clean view out your windows without the screens on them for half the year. So we're doing that, and we're shutting off the outside water. We're shrink wrapping their furniture that we can't get. My first choice with people with that aren't going to be using their home and they have outdoor furniture, my first choice is to store it in the house or in the garage for them. Just because, like, I don't mind shrink wrapping. It's something I do, but I had it in the back of my head. I feel bad about the landfill and, the carbon footprint of, putting plastic around, the end result is the plastic over top of somebody's furniture is protecting the environment, because that isn't going to wind up in a landfill sooner. It's going to last longer for the people. But if I can, put it in a house or in a storage area that they're not using, that's my first choice. But so they're the things that we're doing this time of year to prepare the properties for the wintertime.
That main water valve is definitely one of Bob's hot points.
Oh.
Every new homeowner, when we close, that's what he says to them.
That is
Make sure when you're not here, just turn that valve.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. The smartest thing, best sage advice you can have. That's It doesn't cost anything. It's a little bit of a hassle, explaining it to house guests and stuff. But the way they do it now in these houses is very simple. And a lot of people like Bob will probably label it like on and off on the wall right next to it to give people an idea. That's great. Good advice, Bob.
And I also advise them to do it in the summer. Let's say they came down for a week and they're going home. Turn that off because you can get pressure surges. It doesn't have to be winter. And a
Absolutely.
pressure surge pops the head off your kitchen thing and you get water all over. Yeah.
Yeah, and you never know when an ice maker is going to start leaking. Like
Oh, yes.
it's a time. You never know when something bad is going to happen. So yeah, why take that chance?
So tell us what else? What the home check? I thought I heard you were doing some home
Yeah, so
checks.
so we've done that. Like it's kind of we formally started doing that a couple of years ago. But like after this high tide, we've had a bunch of people call. This past week, this is probably going to be dated because it's on YouTube. But this past week, we had a weather event that was a northeaster, and we had flooding. The normal low areas like south on the island, like Brant Beach area, like in the 80s, 70s to the 80s, and then again in North Beach Haven on the bay side around 20th to 21st Street, and then Surf City going north in the 6th, 7th Street towards the bay. Where those pockets that had that usually have water issues with high tides. They had some stuff going on where water intruded their garages and stuff like that. So with that, we get phone calls because we have relationships with our customers and they say, "Oh, Tim, can you check my house?" So we've always done that and we've always had it. But so now we do have a service where we have a subscription where, we can do it on a case by case basis, like, one time visit, or we can do it monthly, or we could do it bi-weekly. It all depends. We cater that to our customers, what their needs are. Because some people are going to winter in Florida for 6 months. Other people go for a month. And, you got to kind of be flexible and work along with that. Bob, but the most exciting thing that we've been doing is holiday lighting. It is like when I first started doing it, like I have a friend that I brought into the power wash business. He's from North Jersey. When he got into the business 8-9 years ago, he was calling me, telling me, "Hey, this is great." I'm like, I'm not sure. His name's Kyle. Kyle, I'm not sure. I don't even like putting lights on my own house. And the problem was I wasn't getting paid for it. No, just kidding. I just, I 3 years ago, we decided to, I bought in and got a bunch of the product. The different game changer for me liking doing it is we make custom for the house. Like we use new material, we use LED, we use really good quality stuff. My biggest burden with doing Christmas lights on my own house and what most people feel is when you put them away, they're all knots and you got to figure out what lines are working. We went to school, there is actually a school for, Christmas light installation, believe it or not. But you learn the little tricks of, how to set it up, how to lay it out, how to pack it away for the following year. It's pretty exciting and it is a fun time because like it's not me by myself, it's me with my guys, and then the people get involved. They come out and they say, well, maybe we can have a little bit more light here, or a different color here. We'll do white lights over, and like the sky's the limit. Like we can and mix and change, and like some like we had a really big house, or one of our biggest houses. We just did the install. Yes, October we're doing installs because we have so many. We got to get them in. But like the guy was like, he had a lot of lights, right? Probably 300 C9 bulbs. They're the big ones. He was like, you could probably see my house from space last year with all these bright white. Can we change the color? So yeah, let's do that. So like his whole house, we did it last year and it looked, it was beautiful. But this year we just by changing colors of bulbs and, changing outlet, it looks like a totally different job and different house, which is pretty exciting. Like, when you have like like bulbs, different color bulbs, it makes a big difference. Like you can change the whole look of the job. And next year we might do candy cane. This year we did red and green. And next year I'm like, maybe we'll do candy cane next year, which is, red and white, and it's a whole different look. So, it's kind of new for me and our company. So, I got young guys, and my daughters actually helped me do the installs. We're going out tomorrow to do Long Beach Island. We're doing 4 on the island. And that's a pretty cool thing, because it's new to me. I'm not the sage knowledge guy, because they have just as much experience as me, so they can kind of give it back to me when I'm like, oh, you did that wrong. They could tell me I did something wrong. It's just something new, and it's exciting, and it's just a good feeling type of service that we provide that
Wow.
really has changed.
So, folks, you just witnessed the key word I have been giving to my folks for many years worldwide, and a lot of them can't figure it out, but you just heard the word is passion. Tim is passionate about what he does, and that's the key to your success. So we thank you for that.
Thank you, Bob.
Hey, one more thing. I have clients. They're just, oh, we're heading down to our Florida house. Where do you service in Florida?
Yeah, I was going to ask that too.
Yeah. It's Charlotte County, which is our home is in Punta Gorda. So we service Punta Gorda, Cape Coral, a little bit north, like Port Charlotte. When I first started going down to Florida in 2010, I went and was prospecting in the summertime, and was driving all the way to Naples and meeting property managers and stuff. And it was a 45-minute drive. Well, little did I realize that first winter, when I went back and started servicing Naples, that 45-minute drive became almost 2 hours with traffic of Naples. So we kind of way reduced like the area that we service in Florida, and it's primarily Charlotte County. A little bit of so we a big section of Florida is Birch Store Isles, or Birch Store Marina. It's like 3,000. It's kind of like a big retirement community. It's actually a huge. I think there's about 3,000 homes, and there's 67 different community associations. It's just a big complex.
Whoa.
So that's and actually it's crazy. Like the people that we service this one affluent area. It's called Prosperity Point. So those people belong to 3 different. There's a master association, which is like all the community roads and stuff like that, and then there's a the subdivision homeowners association, and then their individual homeowners association. So these places are kept very well, because they have a lot of different entities above. Like there's a chain of but yeah, so we service Birch Store Marina.
Oh, that's good to know.
Punta Gorda, all that. Yep.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Jen, what else do you have?
Well, we covered, I wanted to know what your top tip for homeowners would be to maintain or preserve their home. I don't know if that would be the same answer as the water main, or if there's one other service that you can think of that really is money well spent.
Yeah. So that to me is the freebie, like something that you could do, and where the rubber meets the road, that you would see a huge impact if it was the opposite way. But I'll just throw this out as an additional one. Most people ask me about maintenance and organic growth, like the M word, mold and mildew. And I'm flat out honest. And if it costs me a job and I don't get the work to do it, that's okay, because I'm not going to say something that's not true to get work. When people ask me about mold and mildew, if and you see organics and it's growing, and we should get rid of it. But if it's on a surface, a substrate that's like plastic or AZAC, which is very popular, vinyl siding, which fiberglass, most of the stuff is not going to get degraded by having a little bit of mold on it for a year. In those cases, I tell people, hey, let's wait till it's aesthetically displeasing to you. You're not going to be using it in the wintertime. Why don't we attack it in the springtime? And, but opposite of that, if there's organics on a asphalt shingle roof that causes damage. That should be removed when it's either, we get a lot of calls from people that their insurance agent has told them they're going to, or they're not their agent, but their company provider is going to cancel their insurance if they don't clean their roof. So like, and associations, homeowner associations, but organics on a roof should be removed, and then organics on wood. Like, yeah, it's becoming extinct, but if you have a wood deck, cedar especially, because it's a soft wood, and the organics, when they do grow on it, they keep them wet longer and it just degrades them more. But yeah, so that was an extra one. I just came off the top of my head with that because I was going to use my water one.
Perfect.
Water off is the first thing.
Perfect. Well,
All
we
right.
really appreciate you coming and sharing your knowledge and your experience with us.
Absolutely. It was a
It's
fun
been
time.
very, very helpful to
Thanks.
us.
Thanks for
And
having me.
thank you for your relationship. Tim is one of our preferred providers, preferred vendors that we recommend to our homeowners for all the reasons that you heard. He's consistent, he's reliable, he's honest, he has an excellent product. So, you know, highly recommend.
Thank you, Jen.
You're welcome. All right. Well, thank you guys very much. We'll be back with something else hopefully next week, and enjoy the day.
We'll see
Bye-bye.
you soon. Bye-bye.